best of 3 starting out on Alcyone. And in the upper right-hand corner, we have Onside Gaming's Solar. Just coming off a hot win over Classic, looking very strong today. His opponent in the lower left-hand corner, though, arguably the best Protoss in the world, some people might say. It is Dragon Kites Gaming's herO, who generally is considered the PvZ master. But I feel like the meta has shifted a bit more recently. We do have new maps, slightly new patch, which for this matchup, I don't think has affected the meta too much until we get towards late game. Then it definitely does affect the late game. Things like the mothership change. The Hydra change kind of affects how Zergs, I think, want to play in the late game. We've seen, I think, more late game Hydra recently than we did before. What else changed? Did Tempest change a little bit? I feel like they got a little bit better. A lot of little changes that do kind of affect the late game. But so far the late game PvZs have been really good. I hope we get some more of those. It's really just that early game, though, that I feel like the meta shift was actually before the patch and before the new maps. We started seeing a move away from the Blink Stalkers pretty much every single game. We're seeing more Stargate into charge. I've seen more robo pushes recently, like 2-base robo all-ins have started coming back into fashion just a little bit, which is really cool because I love those. And I love when the meta works like that, because the meta is going to shift and change, and you have things that are very popular. Glades of Depths, right? And then Zerg players get good at defending it. You move towards Blink Stalkers, and then you move towards Charge Lot Archon, and then all of a sudden the Zergs maybe aren't set up to defend the Glaive to Depths as well, because they've been hitting Charge Lot Archon pushes on 3 bases every single game. So suddenly the Glaive to Depths are better again, and I love that we're seeing that like 2-base robo push style. Just every now and then I'll catch a game like that, and it's beautiful. herO actually had a really cool, I think it was a 3-base one. It was like a fake third, and then he pushed and absolutely dominated. It was a cool build a few weeks ago. But in this game, speaking of cool stuff, herO's going for a proxy Stargate against Zerg, which feels pretty rare to me. Like, proxy Stargate against Protoss? Yeah, dude. You could probably do that every game and be fine. Against Terran? Pretty good. Zerg, though, I feel like this is very seldomly seen. But Spore Crawler timing is a real thing, and if the first Oracle can hit before the Spore Crawler is ready, that can be a huge amount of extra damage, just because Solar wasn't expecting it to hit that, 10, 12 seconds early. 10, 12 seconds is a long time in damage dealing math, especially, like the Oracle. We'll see, though. Solar could put down those spores early. He could just have a second Queen here, which is usually enough to stop the first Oracle from getting too much damage done. That first Oracle is about to pop in. The second Queen is about to pop out. And it looks like a few kills are going to go down, but just 2. herO has to get out of there. And, well, the proxy, the jig is up on the proxy. That Oracle was too early to have been in the main base. Oh, yeah, and those Lings are going to find the hole. Look at them go. It's a good question, actually. If the minerals are mined out, say you have Lings here and you click here, if the minerals are mined out, will the Lings no? I think the answer is supposed to be no, but I don't know if it actually is no. There was a thing about that with like wall-ins, and you could figure out if your opponent had walled in or not based on just clicking their mineral patch. But I don't think that works anymore. So I feel like the minerals, it shouldn't work like that. Solar must have just known. And now he's scouting. He finds it. It's just going to be the 2 Oracles. Oh, no, there's 3. 3 Oracles. How many drones have gone down? 4 drones. So far, nothing has died for herO. So this is a good opening for herO. Not a ton of drone damage, and losing the Stargate is kind of painful. Part Part of me wonders if Solar wants to go into a Spire because of that, right? Like, I guess it depends on what else hero's going for. But I feel like it could be such a strong move. You know the Stargate is dead. Phoenixes are not an option. Could Mass Muta be a strong choice? The answer is maybe. Sure, maybe. Is it too obvious? If I'm thinking about it, could herO be thinking about it? I mean, he is going Blinken +1, which I don't think is very surprising at all. herO is the grandfather of that style. Oracle's still looking for some damage. I don't think they've really gotten anything else. Stasis Trap going to catch one drone. And that one catches one Ling. Good micro here from Solar. That could be really, really tough to do. Avoid those Stasis Traps in 2 bases at the same time while you're trying to micro all over the place. Turns out these guys are pretty good at the game. Who knew? Who would have guessed? Ooh, 4 more gateways on the way for herO. He's got that Prism coming out. He is going to be aggressive with these Blink Stalkers. This is going to be a lot of Blink Stalkers out of herO. I don't think I've seen a big 3-base full-on Blink Stalker committal in a while. Solar is busting out Roaches right now. Those are going to be crucial at dealing with this. I feel like Mass Ling could be better, but I think there's going to be too many Stalkers, actually, where Lings might not be the most effective. Solar has Mine Through here. That could help him. It could not matter at all. It depends on where hero's going to attack. I do love that it means he can counterattack a bit more easily, though, with these Lings that can move around the bottom side of the map. The Stalkers are coming. The Warp Prism is here. I'm pretty sure this Ling spotted the Prism with the Stalkers. Solar knows he needs a lot of units out. He does have some drones on the way. He's got to stop with the drones and go with the units. There's no 4th base here for herO. Roach speed about to finish. That will help Solar out quite a bit. 16 more Lings on the way, and it looks like herO is going to back up. Doesn't want to be too committal with this. Depth in the wall gets taken down. The Lings want to get through, but they can't quite do it. Can't quite slink through. They were greased up enough to get past the first Stalker, but the second one was too tight. No amount of grease could get him in the hole when it was that tight. Oracle going to grab 4 kills here. Catches one in the Stasis Trap as well. The other 2 Oracles trying to get something done too, but Solar defends, pushes him away, goes up to 81 workers. He's got the Hive on the way too, as well as +1 melee and Bane speed. Solar's getting set up for everything he needs, and herO, it feels like he had a big opportunity to attack, didn't take it, and now he's just behind. The thing is, when you commit that much to an attack, it delays the rest of your tech. Charge isn't even done yet. Disruptors aren't out yet. Solar, he's ahead by quite a bit right now. Now, herO does have a 4th base on the way. Solar doesn't have any units down there to counterattack it. Queen gets taken down, as well as some of the creep spread, but Solar going to just try to jump on this. Charge is done, but the Zealots are already dying. More Zealots getting warped in, though. Oh, but the Banelings are here. They don't have Bane speed, but they are just going to waddle their way forward and try to connect on some of these units. herO decides to just blink on backwards. Leaves with the Prism as well. Sending it to the top side, at least trying to draw Solar's army away, even if he doesn't get any damage done. Keeping Solar back and not pressuring right now is really, really good. And if the Prism can do that, you want that Prism out there. Solar, though, he is set up so well. Disruptors are coming out, but there's already Vipers on the way. Adrenal is on the way. Zealots are going to drop out. 2 of them in the natural, 2 of them in the main. A couple of drones probably going to go down here. I don't think too much more damage is going to happen than that. There's nothing else on the map to distract Solar, so you can just go deal with this and get back out there. It does, again, though, keep Solar off of hero's side of the map. And that's allowed this 4th base to get set up. A lot of static defense going down here. It's allowed these disruptors to come out. But now that the Vipers are out, the Disruptor is not going to be quite as strong. Hero's going to have to be careful. Keep them back. Try to snipe the Vipers off. before the Vipers can abduct the Disruptors. Solar, though, he's splitting his army up a bit. I think this is an accident. His Banelings are just on the wrong side of this wall, and they smash into the rocks. But he might not care. He's going for it anyways. He's going to try to dive on top of this. Disruptor shot comes out. First one connects pretty nicely. The yoink a little late. Second abduct is quite good. The Banelings, though, gonna smash on top of this, but the super shield battery keeping everything alive for such a long time. Finally, all the static defense gets killed, but Solar losing all of his Lings and Banes. The Roaches getting shunted back and killed as they retreat. herO just absolutely holds that. Honestly, a beautiful hold. Those Banelings looked like they were about to kill absolutely everything, but they did not. herO keeps a lot of this alive. He still has 3 Disruptors here as well. Very dangerous unit to keep alive. They are going to send some Novas out. Solar trying to split, but loses a lot of Roaches, and his supply is dropped below herO's now. Banelings do come in. They get some good connections, but the Archons are here as well to buffer. The Stalker's forced to cancel on the base. Even some Immortals showing up on the wrong side of this gold base. I love seeing so much weird pathing on this map. I love it. herO going to continue to push. Solar needs to try to hold this 5th base. It is a crucial base. Disruptor Nova going out, keeping the Roaches back. Ooh, the Vipers are here. The Banelings are here. Couple more yoinks going down. The Banelings kind of smashing just on Disruptors. I feel like they needed to hit these Stalkers. Immortal goes down. Are there enough Stalkers to push through? It looks like herO might get shoved back, but he's killing 14 drones. In the meantime, really doing damage to Solar's economy. Even if Solar holds on, this is a very painful attack for him. More Zealots coming in. The Ling's going to get chewed to bits here. And it feels like herO might have enough to just push through. He's got the economy for it. The last couple of Stalkers, though, going to have to blink away. One Immortal gets saved in the Warp Prism. herO, in the meantime, though, has gotten into 3 Stargates, 3 new Stargates. His first one got killed, and the Fleet Beacon. Mama is on the way. And he's going to pull back, try to take a 5th base, and just macro a bit. He knows he did damage to Solar's economy. He knows he reset Solar's army. But Solar immediately back up to 82 workers. He re-drones as soon as he starts holding that off. And herO, I'm a bit surprised. I would have expected to see this 5th base kind of already done off the back of an attack like that, right? As soon as he starts pushing out, 5th base goes down. But he was so focused on the attack. This 5th base now feels late. And it's a gold base with only 1 Vespian Geyser. Honestly, I don't like that he's taking this base. The gold base can be good for a lot of things, but this is kind of just a half base. He needs that gas. He's getting into carriers. That gas is crucial. And because it's so late, I mean, he's going to be mined out of his main and natural very, very soon here. I feel like that should have been a lot better for herO than it ended up being. Solar is back in the lead economically, or just in the overall supply. He's now pushing on herO, who has 3 carriers almost done. The mothership is here, but there are overseers, so even if he cloaks, it's not going to be a game-winning move. The storms are really nice on the Ravagers, especially with the Immortals to finish them off. 10 probes going down, though. Solar is going to have to retreat. But now he's doing damage to herO's economy, and he knows Fleet Beacon is done. Man, so many of these probes are so low. I don't know if he saw the carriers, but I think he knows that they're at least a possibility. He's going to start building some Corruptors. Would love to start seeing him working on the flyer upgrades as well. Oh, the Lings go in and finish off all those low probes that were there. Brutal. Solar pulls back. He's going to remake a lot of units, get some of those Corruptors out. herO going to try to push forward. I feel like this is ill-advised. Solar's a little surprised by it. I think he also feels like this might not be the best idea from herO. Because I think if Solar was ready, he just crushes this army. It's such a strong little army. But it is little. However, herO, maybe just doing it as a distraction. He's hitting over here with some Zealots in the War Prism. Getting some drone kills. He is losing some probes at the same time. Oh my god, the base went down. herO just didn't have anything here to deal with it, I guess. And Solar gets a kill on a crucial base. This is a very important base. The main is mined out of minerals. The natural getting very low. This base is going to be 1 of 3 soon. herO needs to get that base back up ASAP. But that's given time for Solar to get more Corruptors out. He's freed up some supply for it. He's hitting with the Lings again. Gonna try to force a cancel on this. I think he's got Adrenal and 2-2. And that is just a kill. That is a second dead Nexus here. As Solar evens up these trades by quite a bit. Oh, and these Corruptors, they're looking for it. They're looking for a moment when herO's not paying attention. And there's a yoink. I would say minus 400, but I think it costs less now. herO pushing through the middle. Has to be a little bit careful as units don't get too split up here. I think he might have killed the Vipers. Yeah, the Vipers went down, so that's a bit of a problem for Solar. Those Vipers are pretty crucial. But he is on 18 Corruptors against the 6 Carriers, which is a very solid number. He's got +1 on the way as well. herO did not get any upgrades for these units. He's going to rotate around the north side. Solar doesn't realize he's there. Solar's going to find out when he hits this base and immediately pull everything back up to deal with it. Zealot's going to go see what the army is looking like. There are Storms and Archons, so the Corruptors need to be very careful. Oh, they're so stacked up. I don't like it. I don't like it. The stacking up, easier to micro, but man, they take so much splash damage. Killing a couple of interceptors. Oh my god, where did this army come from? Solar setting up the trap with a huge army on both sides on the ground. He devours the ground army. And without that ground army, man, Solar just has way too many Corruptors. Down go the Carriers. And as herO tries desperately to hold on, he's going to fall under 100 supply. The Void Rays, too little too late, man. The Carriers are already dead. Who cares about the Void Rays at this point? herO maintains 100 supply, just barely. But Solar is going to pull back. He lost a base, and that's unfortunate. But I don't think herO can remake this army right now. He's trying to remake Void Rays, but I feel like all Solar would need to do is build like a couple of Infestors. Those Storms are insane. Solar is still 40 supply ahead, though. He's going to dive on top of this, even with the overcharged shield batteries. Maybe ill-advised, but he's going for it anyways. Are there more Storms available? It seems like the answer might be no, as I'm not seeing any Storms. And herO does fall under 100 supply. Solar is resupplying with Lings and Roaches, just shuffling across the map. The Storm is beautiful, but it's feeling like it's too late. herO down to 86 supply. I mean, he's getting kills. 2 Zealots up here getting some damage done. 6 drones going down. Solar's economy is not great. He's trying to take this gold base once again and just keep pushing this back. I think he's got enough to muscle through. But herO, he's doing such a good job staying alive in this game, fighting with whatever little bits of units he has. The High Templar, though, going to get taken down. They'll morph into an Archon to stay alive, just like in the cinematic. But unlike in the cinematic, they die while morphing. Couple more probes going down. herO not allowed to mine from this base, but he's taken this one. So on 54 workers, he's actually on okay saturation. He needs to bring the rest of the probes down here. This is getting weird, man. Some Zealots counterattacking, keeping Solar back. Solar is still ahead. He's 40 supply ahead. He's on a slightly better economy with a much better army. But herO, again, just doing such a great job staying alive, just like the BG sang about. But can he keep doing it? Can he stay alive longer than Disco? I don't know, man. It's going to be hard. Solar cruising past 150 supply, bashing into this base. The probes have to run away. The Archon's not the best units in this situation, though, as the Roaches and Ravagers kind of just win that fight. Baneling's coming in here, not quite getting that probe clump, unfortunately. That would have been a good shot. That would have been one for the highlight reel. herO going to move out. It's kind of a desperation move out, though. He's at half the army supply of Solar. Even if Solar just trades out completely, I feel like it's going to be better for him. And that's kind of what's going to happen here, it looks like. Lings on the top side, Roaches and Ravagers down here. herO just doesn't have enough army. And as Solar starts to win, he is going to start to dominate this fight. The last couple of Immortals don't even have a Prism to pick them up. And GG gets called as Solar does take game number 1. GG. Solar looking so good today, man. So good today. This was a cool bracket. I feel like it shaped up really nicely. We've gotten some sick games out of it. We're gonna hop into game 2 of this series. Oh, gonna be on Site Delta. I haven't seen Site Delta today, actually. It's gonna be the first Site Delta game. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner of the Delta site. It is Onside Gaming's Solar. His opponent in the lower right-hand corner, it is Dragon Kitesy, a herO. And as we get into game 2, this could be the final game of this series. Send a friendly reminder to everybody out there to hit that subscribe button on YouTube, that follow button on Twitch. I really appreciate that. We run the KSL every single week. I am one of the organizers and one of the casters. There are plenty of places to catch this usually. This week we were mostly alone. The Cranky Ducklings did join us at one point, but the lack of the Daves was felt. But that's okay. We get to cover these matches now. Anyways, power of the replay. KSL is a crowd-funded tournament. If you'd like to support Korean StarCraft, support these players, consider becoming a Patreon today. And you could have those replays. You could be doing this. You could be casting these replays. I won't stop you. Except for you. Steve, you know who you are. You can't cast them. I will come to your house. Stop you. Break your computer. See if I don't. I don't actually know a Steve, but somebody named Steve out there was just like really offended. And that's you. Steven with a PH. Steven. All right. So game 1 felt pretty straightforward at the beginning, yeah? The one big thing for herO is that it looked like he was planning on going for a big blink attack, and it just didn't come to fruition, right? He built a bunch of gates. He was on 3 bases, didn't have any follow-up tech, was ready to just hit with blink stalkers, and then I think he saw maybe what Solar had. He's like, it's a lot of ground units. I don't want to overcommit to this. I'm just going to tech, take a 4th base. But by then, the tech was a little late. The 4th base was a little late. And he just wasn't really able to get anything done with those stalkers. And I think from there, Solar took a nice advantage. There were some points where it felt like herO was doing pretty solidly, though. But I just feel like Solar never fully lost the advantage. Even when he was taking a couple of bad fights here and there, just felt like he was a little bit further ahead. And was able to remake the army if he lost some that he shouldn't have. Get the tech going, even though he was a little late to seeing the carriers. Kind of all from that early game in the macro following it up. Solar is an incredible macro player, and I think if you don't do damage to him fairly quickly and start that pressure fairly early, it can be really, really tough to out-macro him. He's just so solid, and I feel like if you leave him alone, I don't know that there's any Zerg players who can confidently say they're better than Solar at that macro phase. If they're just left alone, maybe herO. He's pretty damn good at it too. But Solar's just so impressive. His creep spread gets so far. He just gets up to this unkillable point. I feel like you need to put pressure on him to take that earlier advantage. We'll see if hero's able to do that this game. Watch, this game will just be full macro and herO will just win at the end. Be like, damn it. Why you gotta prove me wrong like that? It is the job of the players, though, to prove the caster wrong. As immediately as possible. Just the Twilight Council, no Forge from herO. that makes me feel like it's Glaives. Maybe herO is going to do exactly what I was talking about and start putting that pressure onto Solar early. If so, I would say that I think that's a great idea. Good thinking, herO. You know, if a good caster was commentating this game, they would have suggested putting on some heavy early game pressure onto Solar and keeping that pressure going. herO is like, actually, instead of Glaives, I'm going to go Blink. See how the players prove me wrong? Just immediately. Just immediately. Twilight Council, no Forge. He's like, not going Glaives. I do think he's going to get aggressive, though. 5 new gateways going down. I think he's actually going to put pressure on with the Blink Stalkers this time. Also, the positioning here with the third base to the third base of Solar, I think it'd be very strong. He has done some decent worker damage, getting 2-3 more kills with these Adepts. Actually going to grab 4 and 5. Oh, it gets transfused. So he only gets the 4, but that's 10 drones in total between the Oracles and now 4 Adepts. And that's keeping Solar on a low worker count. Solar decides he doesn't care about the low worker count, though, as he is just building roaches and lings. And I think this bodes well for herO if he can get Blink out and start poking at these units a little bit early. But I don't think he necessarily knows what he's up against. You know what? These Adepts sneak in. They see how empty this base is. I feel like he has to know what he's up against. 3 shield batteries going down immediately. The Forge just finished. He could drop down some cannons too, but I feel like warping in more Stalkers is a better choice. Blink is about to complete. He does start up +1, so herO thinking about the future. Oh, beautiful stasis trap. The first Ling died right before it triggered it, and Solar ends up sacrificing a bunch of his Ling power. Great focus fire from herO as well, really utilizing that Blink as he gets back to the shield batteries, heals up these Stalkers, and Solar just immediately taps out. He's still up double the army supply, and he just doesn't care. He's like, nope, that beginning of the fight was garbage. Bunch of Lings in a stasis trap. Beautifully held by herO. I mean, kind of perfection. Perfection. The shield battery's coming up just in time. The Blink Stalkers, Blink finishing just in time. It all timed out perfectly for herO. And I don't know if that was Solar mistiming. Maybe his build got messed up from the drones that died and he hit late. Or maybe that Blink was done early because it was Forge. The Forge was later, so Blink got to start earlier. Could be that. In any case, well held by herO. Solar didn't even let the end of that fight out. And that means we get to go to a game number 3. Always happy to hear game 3. We are going to be on Hecate. Oh, Hecate. Actually, as we hop into this game here, I'm going to grab some water for our final game of the evening. Is going to be the last game of this best of 3. So let's go ahead and hop on in. If I can hit any of the right buttons. And I'm going to grab some water here as we enjoy the lower left-hand corner of Hecate. It is Solar. And his opponent in the upper right for Dragon Kitesy, it's herO. Tying it up, bringing us to this game 3. I will be right back. Right back. Nobody cannon rush, right? Damn. If only. I have a great question from chat. Mr. Streamer, best gym tips. Here's my gym tip for you. This is the best one. Go. Go to the gym. Do something. There you go. That's my #1 gym tip. If you're thinking, like, I need gym tips. Go do something. Just, I don't care what it is. Do one of the things. There's things to do at the gym. Do one of them. Do multiple of them, actually. And you know what? Go again. That's my second tip for you. First tip, go. Second tip, do things while you're there. Third tip, repeat. If you want more specifics than that, I'm not the person to ask. I'm still working on number one, to be honest with you, but it's my hot tip for you. This is an interesting base for Solar to take. This surprises me. So he got his natural blocked, and he had to take a third. This base makes a lot more sense. What is Solar up to? I think Solar's up to something, and I don't say that very often. Maybe he just feels more comfortable holding this base. I don't know. This feels like a bad third to take, though. I guess it could be something with, like, oracles. Or adepts they can't shade all the way into the main mineral line, so it's like, I don't know. If this was Dark, I'd be like, oh, Dark's roach pushing. 100% Dark's going to break these rocks down and roach push across the map. But it's Solar, and Solar, he can do that. I've seen Solar do some cheeky builds, but it's pretty rare. With Dark, it's like, you got a best of 5. If it's a 5-game series, 4 of those games, he's probably planning a roach push. 5th game, he doesn't plan it, but he's going to do it anyways. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just very interested here why Solar would take this base. I wonder if there's like a reasoning specific to this map. I would 100% of the time expect the Zerg to take the line third. The Adept trying to get some damage done. Has gotten a couple of kills, but just 2 lings as the drones get saved by morphing into spore crawlers. herO, another standard Stargate opener. Oracle coming out. I imagine he'll be taking a third base fairly soon. Link speed done. I'm not seeing a roach horn or anything, so I guess no big roach push here from Solar. At least not yet. I am wondering if it's like easier to defend the oracles here with a queen in the main base. He's going to try to get on this Nexus. Going for the Adepts, actually. I think they get these Adepts. The second Oracle is not over here just yet. So down go both of those Adepts. Did have to trade out all the lings, but probably worth it. We don't have a follow-up here from herO yet. As I say it, there's the Twilight Council. Let's keep an eye on that. Solar's going for a Bane Nest and 14 more lings. There's no Evo Chamber here. This feels like a early Bane Nest. Unless he's worried about Glaives. This could be a good anti-Glaives Bane Nest. Not something you see, I feel like, very often. Banes dealing with Adepts. Usually it's Roaches. You get a decent group of lings out, decent group of Roaches out, and then split those against the Adepts. But Banes could be quite good against it. But it's not Glaives. It's actually going to be Blink again. I know it's shocking. herO going for Blink again. So maybe Solar is going to get aggressive. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me look back on this production tab. As all of a sudden, 26 lings are on the way. Yeah, Solar's going to get aggressive. He wants to try to bust some stuff over here with the Banelings. He's trying to force the Oracle to turn on early. herO is bringing the other Oracles home. Oh, no, he turns around. You got to bring these boys home. Solar's going to bust the front door. He's going to bust it. And you know what? Busting makes him feel good. There's something strange out in front of your base. What's he going to do? Bane, bust it. Bustin', 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 bustin' makes me feel good. And the recall goes down to get the Oracles home. Solar uncharacteristically cheesing a bit here. And taking down the wall. These Stalkers going down for absolutely nothing. The main base is getting hit. It looks like herO's going to defend that, but the Natural getting absolutely ravaged. Oh, he's going to take down this pylon before the Warpin finishes. So the wall stays open. 19 probes going down. That Baneling not going to hit too much. This might just be too much damage. The shield battery energy actually getting drained here by one Ling doing God's work. The rest of the Lings come in. They'll just kill the shield battery. And now they're going to work on the rest of this. The Oracle's pretty much out of juice. The probes are going to run away. Solar is not chilling, though. There are a lot more Lings behind this. He is droning up behind this, too, and taking an Evo chamber, so he's teching out a little bit. Oh, my God, but Blink isn't done yet. Blink's not done yet. The Oracles are out of energy. More Stalkers just getting killed here. herO losing so much. And now the third base is feeling kind of vulnerable. The Oracles will regain enough energy to turn on soon. But these Lings in the meantime are getting so much damage done. I think herO's got to let the base go. Can he save it? He's sending the Oracles across the map. Oh, if he only knew this was all of the Lings right now, he would absolutely have kept the Oracles at home to kill them. And I think he would have saved this base. But he lets it go, and unfortunately, herO, in that moment, the game sense failed him. I think he was expecting Solar to continue pressing. But this small group of Lings gets the job done, kills the third Nexus. herO does have Blink now, so he can get these Stalkers out of here. The Lings are still going to trade okay, though, killing the Sentry before running out. And Solar, his lair is about halfway done. He's got +1 melee on the way. A Roach Warren on the way up. herO just doesn't have enough stuff to really push out. He is going to try to push forward with the Oracles and the Stalkers. Not a lot of Lings out right now. Most of the Lings did die in all of this, so 20 more Lings being made. herO's going to be able to get a bit of damage done. Oh, but the Ling counterattack going to force a cancel on the base. That is brutal. That is brutal. herO moves out, gets a little bit of damage done, and then takes more damage back at home because he had the gall to leave his side of the map for 2 seconds. Ling's going to try to kill these pylons. The Oracles are like, no, please. I don't want to be supply blocked. This is fantastic for Solar. He is only ahead a few workers, but the third base being now so delayed means that Solar's mining is going to be much better than herO's, even on relatively even worker count. And Solar with Roach Speed on the way with that +1 melee about to finish up. His army is going to be pretty solid. Oh, the Lings get in! herO, the door! Oh, and a crucial door open moment. And these Lings have +1. They're going to tear through these probes. Stalkers do come home to protect this. Oh, but more Lings get on some of these sentries. The Lings are winning the fight in the main base. 6 probes going down. Not as bad as it could have been. Handful of Stalkers died as well. But now Solar's trying to hit the third at the same time. The Oracle's trying to stop them as well as the sentries with these cheeky force fields. They will lock themselves in the corner. Solar's going to have to run away. So herO holds on. 10 workers going down is incredibly painful. But he's still in an okay economy. It's not like Solar's economy is up to 80 drones. Only at 62. +2 attack on the way now for herO. If he's able to get some more gateway units out, his army will be decent. But he's just not been allowed to keep that Stalker count. He keeps losing Stalkers. He was warping them in the main. They were just dying. He's not able to get a good group of Blink Stalkers out that can allow him to actually put some real pressure onto Solar. Oracle finds 3 kills. At this point, herO's going to take anything he can get. He has not been trading well. He has not been mining much. He really desperately needs to get some damage done to Solar. Solar's getting into Bane speed now. He's got +2 melee on the way. He doubled up on the Bane nest, guys. He was like, I need Bane speed. But that Bane nest from earlier on, it's already been used to Bane bust. He can't use it again. He needs to get Bane speed on a different Bane nest. Everybody knows this. So he gets the second Bane nest. He's got that speed on the way, but he's going to hit right now. Super Shield Battery turns on, but that battery's getting targeted down. Solar trying to push in. The Oracles will be the only thing to push him away. But killing some of that static defense still. Maintaining a massive army supply lead. Taking a 5th base to the upper left side. Still not a huge drone count here for Solar, but he's just trying not to commit too hard to drones. So he has enough army to deal with herO, and I think herO's going to be surprised at how much is at the top of this ramp. Force fields are really nice. The Biles will take them down. Not a ton of force field energy, only 3 sentries here. Solar's going to go for it. He doesn't have Bane speed yet, but he doesn't care. He's going to try to just push forward. The Ling's going in, the Oracle's turning on. Solar doesn't care, though. He is smashing it. And now with centrifugal hooks, oh, he's going to be absolutely smashing, darling. Does herO have enough to hold on? There is so much Zerg coming at him. 163 supply of Solar. The Stalker's blinking back, but there's no shield battery. The Observer pops out, but who cares? The Robo has been depowered, and as the Lings and Roaches continue to funnel in, I think Solar is just going to be able to crack herO. herO just has a few Blink Stalkers left, and that is going to be that. Even with the best Prism Micro in the world, which herO might very well have, it looks like Solar is going to take the 2-1 victory and knock herO out of this week's KSL. herO, he's won more KSLs than anybody, but not this week. This week, Solar gets to go to the grand finals.